What's going on, YouTube? This is my post-fight reaction to the Keyshawn Davis versus Sanchez fight. This was on the undercard of the Stevenson and Valdez fight. This was like the co-main event. Tremendous fight for Keyshawn Davis, man. He made Sanchez look like a complete fool. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sanchez, I think they said he was like 18-1. So obviously he has talent. I'm not saying that to say that he doesn't have talent, but Keyshawn Davis, fighters like Keyshawn Davis and Stevenson can make a lot of fighters look ordinary. Good fighters look ordinary. All right, they have that type of skill set. And Keyshawn Davis is one of my favorite fighters, even though it's still early in his career, man. He is one of my favorite fighters, man, because his skill set, how technical he is crazy. It's crazy. As far as like what he was doing well, that fight, he was jabbing effectively. I mean, he was so active with his jab, setting up, just tremendous with setting it up offensively. And he was also using his jab as a defensive tool as well. So he was doing that effectively. Jabbing, his jab was just it was on the entire fight. He was controlling the distance tremendously. When Sanchez would step in, he would take steps back, opposed to his last fight that he had a few months back, where he was inching his way forward and he was moving his head and making his opponent missing inches, and countering effectively, and he ended up dropping the last guy in that manner. But Keyshawn Davis was using the ring a lot more in this fight, showing a different wrinkle, showing that he was capable of, having fast feet and using that to use the ring. So, when his opponent, got inside, he would clinch. He was clinching when his opponent, set himself up to get inside, just to avoid, taking a return of fire from his opponent being Sanchez. So Keyshawn Davis did that well. He was feinting. He was picking his shots carefully. And another thing about Keyshawn Davis, man, I mean, he pivots and he kind of like shift his foot placement to the left and to the right, shifting his body to the left and to the right to gain leverage on his punches. He was doing that as well. And man, that dude packed some power in his hands, man. The fact that he dropped his opponent, he dropped Sanchez, man, that was obviously he got some hit power. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis was moving his head so effectively, and he was countering effectively this fight. And, he was controlling the center of the ring. So not only was he using the ring, but he actually sat down in the middle of the ring with Sanchez and implemented the game plan he had in his very last fight. So, which was holding the center and, fighting on the inside and making Sanchez missing inches. So, man, I mean, the dude showed and has tremendous timing. There were spots where he caught Sanchez as Sanchez was about to punch, as he was about to, throw a shot of his own. Keyshawn Davis would beat him to the punch with good timing and kind of offset Sanchez from finishing out that combination or that one shot. So, as far as Sanchez, all I can really say about Sanchez, man, is that he showed heart and he showed that he had a good chin. That's pretty much all I can say about Sanchez. As far as like the negatives coming from Sanchez that I can remember, man, from watching, that I can think about, Sanchez wasn't jabbing enough. It's almost as if he was timid to throw some shots of his own towards Keyshawn because of how quick Keyshawn Davis was. He wasn't stepping up his level of aggression enough. He tried in spots he would try, but it just wouldn't work in his favor because Keyshawn Davis would use that aggression against him. He wasn't looking to time Davis in between his punches like I thought he should have. When you're facing a guy who's stringing combinations together, you want to try to increase your chances of landing something by timing them in between the shots instead of just sitting back and letting the guy tee off on him, which Sanchez was doing. I don't believe that Sanchez was going to the body as well as he should have been. Um, he was walking inside without a jab as well. He was just walking in the shots. And you at least want to jab your way in so that you can kind of like make your opponent have to work around your jab. And he wasn't really overall he just wasn't showing a high IQ against Davis, which is understandable because when you're fighting a guy who has a high IQ and who is so athletic, it can be discouraging. You know, you could negate your game plan. So that's pretty much all I got to say, man. This was just a little quick analysis. And hats off to Keyshawn Davis, man. I'm looking forward to what you got in store next, man. I want to see you a few in another 3 months, if not sooner. You made it look so easy. So, and you had an easy time. So I wouldn't be surprised if I seen you in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all I got to say. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I would like to know what you guys think about what you guys thought about the fight. And what you would like to see from Keyshawn Davis next. Peace. Love y'all.